Hey everyone, good morning and a very warm welcome from a beautiful autumn sunny day in Berlin. I'm very excited to welcome you today to kick off our very first webinar of our Black Friday Cyber Monday webinar series. This series is going to happen every Thursday starting from today, and it's going to fully focus on how you can make the most out of the Black Friday season via WhatsApp. We'll have experts and clients joining, and you get a chance to ask all your burning questions live. I'm still seeing some people trickling in. Welcome, everyone. So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes while I share a bit more about what you'll learn today. First things first, a bit of an introduction. My name is Carolina, and I'm Senior Field and Customer Marketing Manager here at Charles. You probably have seen me running around and organizing events in our key regions, and I'm actually usually the person in the back end working on the webinar, so very excited as a first to be in front of the camera. With me today, I have my lovely colleague Marte, who's been supporting customer from day zero in all of her Char's journey. So very welcome to the webinar. I'm very happy to have you here. Would you like to give yourself an intro, Marte?
Thanks, Caro. I'm so happy to be here with you today. Very proud of you to step in front of the camera with me. My name you've heard already. My name is Marte. I'm with Charles now for about 2 years. I'm working as a success manager. Very looking forward to give you a little bit of an intro. Well, a little bit. It's actually a big intro to Black Friday planning.
Nice. I'm very, very, very excited to have you here. So what we have seen is that businesses have a need to add a more immediate and personal CRM channel that allows them to build a more holistic picture of their customer with zero-party data, personalized communication to a high degree, and automated using events that allow them to send the right message at the right time in the right channel, just like WhatsApp. This is why companies should not really wait to add WhatsApp to their marketing mix, especially considering the hottest season of the year, such as Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And because we really want to make sure that all the e-commerces and retailers out there are ready to jump on the right WhatsApp strategy for this year, in this webinar, we're really going to show you examples of brands across different industries. Some of them are also Marte's clients who were not afraid to be pioneering WhatsApp during this season in the past and also in the current season. As you maybe have already experienced in our webinar, we really like to keep things interactive in the webinar. And this time during Black Friday, we were wondering really how to do so. So our designer, Andre, in the back end, has created a special ghost of our mascot, Typee. We're going to call him Ghost Typee the Ghost for the webinar. And this is how the game is going to work. If you spot the ghost Typee throughout the webinar slides, you need to post the ghost emoji on the chat. And don't forget to send it to everyone and not just host and panelists so that everyone is going to be able to see your answer. And the first person to do so will actually win a well-deserved voucher to help you unwind during the busy times that is Black Friday. So be alert because Ghost Typee can hide everywhere in some slides, in the images, in the design. So really stay alert and good luck finding Typee. And we're going to announce the winner right at the end of our speech. Nice. So we had fun, we have an intro, we had a game, but why are we actually here? When launching a WhatsApp channel for Black Friday, the groundwork you lay now will really set you up for future success. And I've also seen with customers that the earlier you start, the better it is. I recollect talking to some customer last year, they were actually telling me that by May, so almost 6 months in advance, they would already have a Black Friday, Cyber Monday strategy. And brands, this really means that they're starting their BFCM promotion earlier each year to stay ahead of the competition, to manage rising ad costs that we know there are many, and of course, reduce the need for heavy discounting, which really helps with the strategy part. And as you can see here in the slide, WhatsApp as a channel can really be used across the entire customer journey, from the awareness stage to the retention phase. So with specific use cases, WhatsApp is really diversified. So for example, you can use it to help you with promotional campaigns, to abandon cart flow, and also post-purchase replenishment flows. This is really why the Black Friday strategy aligns with the customer journey throughout the whole different steps. And we really advise and encourage customers to follow the three main steps. On the left-hand side, we have plan, and this is really where you lay the right foundations for future WhatsApp success. The middle is the convert phase, and this is where it's crunch time. You need to make sales in order to be successful with your Black Friday, Cyber Monday campaigns. And then you have retain, which is the last stage where you try to keep re-engaging customer long after Black Friday is over, because you want to make sure you're not just a one-time deal. So if we go to the next slide, we want to focus this webinar on the plan phase and specifically the awareness and the discovery stages. In this point, we are here, the WhatsApp offers brands an invaluable opportunity to connect directly with their audience, providing a personalized and immediate communication channel. If you think that WhatsApp has over 3 billion global users, it's really crazy how the visibility of WhatsApp is we are living every day. I mean, if I think also of my grandma, my mom, and everyone in my family, we all via WhatsApp. And its performance also via the open rates, if we can compare it to traditional channels like email, is crazy. We actually have seen customers reporting open rates until 85%, and some of them actually reaching even 90%. And if we look at the emails instead, usually the open rates are around, especially in the e-commerce world, 29%. So this direct access really allows brands to share tailored products, recommendations, exclusive discounts, and event invitation right and straight to customers' phones, sparking really initial engagement and boosting brand discovery in a way that really feels personal and impactful. But what are the key steps you should take when planning to add WhatsApp? And what are the do's you should pursue and the don'ts you should avoid? Marta, I know you've been talking to customer basically from day zero at Charles, so I'm very happy to have you as an expert clearing out all of your questions. I hand it over to you now.
Thanks so much, Caro. I actually very much love the overview that you've just shared, because obviously it's always about a cool customer lifetime that we want to look at. Right? It's in general, no matter what you are planning, it's always about making yourself visible, converting your customers and having them stay. And why we focus so much and so clearly on this today is because now is your chance to dance, right? Along Black Friday and the preparation time of Black Friday, we do not only see an increase of subscriber growth. So for you as a brand, it's easier to collect subscribers, but also we see an uplift in AOV. We also see an uplift in orders placed. And this is why we need to take a very precise look at those strategies that you've just shown, Caro. In general, the key steps that we are looking at today are how to set goal and objectives, because obviously there are many winning strategies and it's about you to decide what works best for your business. It's about accelerating subscriber collection. This is a super important bucket, right? And this is also why planning is so super important. It's all the time before Black Friday. It's not only the time when your deals are live, it's the very valuable time before that you need to make the most out of. We also want to have an eye on ensuring your integrations with Charles, because obviously this is how your performance gets even better. Obviously, you can send a WhatsApp message to your entire audience, but you can also send WhatsApp messages that are segmented and that are influenced with the data that you have from your existing systems. So for example, Klaviyo, Emarsys, Zendesk, they will all help and support you to find a very elegant solution along your campaign strategy. Let's start with the awareness part. Caro, I think it's also the first one that you've mentioned. Two main buckets that you need to be aware of. On one hand, you maybe have already placed chat-ins. Chat-ins is our internal word for the way or the part where a customer finds the way into your WhatsApp funnel. And you've already maybe have two very successful ones. Keep them where they are, but also adapt them towards Black Friday. For example, you have already have a pop-up live and you are collecting subscribers at your thank you page. In the right time, already choose to have it in a Black Friday design. Have people hyped up already. Make them aware that there is something coming up. And what is coming up is on the next slide, just diving into it in a second. The other bucket for the awareness part is to also spread more chat-ins. Obviously, there are some that are static, so to say, so they should be live at all times, but should be adjusted to a Black Friday style. But then there are certain chat-ins that you should think of specifically for shopping events. As, for example, having something placed on social media, thinking about a click-to-chat ad, having something extra. Maybe you have never tried a banner on your webpage before, then maybe this is the right time to try out collecting subscribers here as well. We have some very pretty examples here of how you can collect your subscribers, but obviously there are a lot more.
I actually have a question to you, Martin, this slide, because when we were talking about it together in the past when planning the webinar, I always ask myself, do you think there are chat-ins that are more important than others, or what it really makes a brand say this is a better chat-in than another one?
This is such a cool question, Caro. In general, obviously, we say at least one chat-in on your webpage because that's just like the most logical consequence. You do want to have subscribers in your funnel that are already interested, who maybe browsed already a little bit. And the rest that comes after that is very much about the brand, right? You need to see where your fans are. So, for example, if your goal is to have only high-value customers in your WhatsApp funnel, then maybe you already know on which page of your website there are your high-value customers, right? So maybe you've already analyzed this, so place your chat in there. Maybe you are super interactive on TikTok and Instagram, then obviously you need to have a strategy in place where your subscribers come from at that pace. So rule of thumb, at least one chat-in, I mean, best case more on your webpage, and the rest comes with where are your fans at and which fans, so which of your followers, for example, do you want to see in your WhatsApp funnel?
Thank you. Thank you for the clarification.
As said right in the beginning, obviously there are many winning strategies, and we wanted to show you some of them that we've been observing in the last few years as very successful strategies. Out of which number one is the pre-access. So maybe there is a pre-access or maybe even exclusive access that is only granted with WhatsApp. So your WhatsApp audience could sign up by knowing, okay, if I sign up here, I have one day earlier, so I can buy when stock levels are at the highest and the deal is the best already. So there comes a high probability of purchasing. The exclusive discount, so maybe there's a little bit of an extra hidden, can also be a very winning strategy. So collecting subscribers, and everybody gets the start of your deal on the same day. But your subscribers on WhatsApp, they get an extra 5%, for example. So you also know this will have a positive effect on the orders placed as well as the average order value, since people more likely buy more items when the discount is higher. The last one is an extra perk. This is also a great option to boost AOV, for example. So let's say you want to look at your stock levels and there is an item that you also need or want to get rid of, or what you want to give as an extra perk. You may have been observing that in the year before, your AOV was around 50 euro. So your goal for Black Friday should be above 60 euro, just as an example. So maybe from an AOV of 60 euro, you could give a free gift on top when your customers are reaching this certain threshold.
Nice. And actually, while you were talking, Marta, I was reading a bit the messages from our customers from different industries. And would you say there's like a secret sauce that you should do when having campaigns, or is there something that users should be worried about when writing a message via WhatsApp during the Black Friday season?
Very good question, Caro. I think this is also one of the most asked questions from new customers that are joining. Obviously, we always recommend A/B testing. So if you want to find out what is your winning strategy, have an A/B test set up with picture or no picture, or addressing customers directly or not. What does the effect of a CTA button have, for example? So this is definitely an advice that I would give. But something we've been observing is make it short, precise, and personal. Customers, or your customers in that case, the end consumers, love messages that are easy to digest. So they just need to know what's up, what's the deal, how can I get it? This is something that we've been observing as a very winning strategy, to have it easy and concise. One additional note, I'm not sure if everybody here in the audience has seen it, but Meta has cropped the messages up to 5 lines. So if your campaign is longer than 5 lines, there will be a read more options that people have to click on to have the full long version of it. So no matter what you choose as your winning strategy as a campaign body, make sure the most relevant and important part is lined on the top.
Very good question. And I also love how we, in the Meta WhatsApp bubble, we keep having like different rules also to follow. So it makes our job also very exciting. So very good answer. Thank you.
Obviously, it's very important to think about a winning strategy, but also it's important to think of your segmentation as well as the frequency of messages you do want to send. The example that you see here is with 4 messages placed. So obviously the frequency of messages is also very much related to the length of your Black Friday, right? We see variance from 1 month to 2-3 days. So that very much is also part of it. And we've laid out here an example for, like, let's say a week of Black Friday. Starting with an early access campaign. So early access would go to all of your loyalty members, your VIP members, the one that come with a high probability of purchasing anyhow, plus customers who specifically signed up for Black Friday. So you know they are already waiting for your deal to come. They just need to have the announcement, you can go shop now, because they do want to know now is the best time to get the best deals. One additional factor here, we've seen that there comes a big benefit with having a very clean communication about your deals. You would not want to lose a customer with your early access if for the customer it is not clear yet if the deal might get better. So if you have a strategy that includes an early access, make sure your customers know this is the right time to buy and the deal will not get any better. So this is the segment, let's say that's our VIP segment, medium size, we have some extra subscribers. With the start of the deal, your funnel will increase because this communication should obviously go out to everybody, right? You do want to influence your email channels, your social, your WhatsApp. Everybody should know that your Black Friday is live. We've also seen some very great results with a last chance reminder. If you're working with one of our integrations, it's very easy to build a segment based on buying behavior. So the rule could be any person that has reacted positively to previous messages, can be view or click rates, for example, but has not placed an order yet. So a very sustainable segment. You would only want to target those ones who really need to see that your deal is still live. And then the last aspect to it, I mean, it's framed here as the last aspect, but actually it's like the underlying message that should be sent along any of those sales communications. Whenever you send out a WhatsApp message, you also want to make sure that anything that happens, either with the abandoned cart or post-purchase, is set in the perfect way. Let's say somebody from your audience is part of your segment VIP members. They have fulfilled their cart, but they are dropping out because they've maybe lost their commitment. So the abandoned cart along Black Friday will be a big revenue driver for you. Perfect. I think I've said testing quite sometimes already up until the slide, but obviously there's also great timing for testing. In the past, we've seen a lot of our customers using days like Halloween or Singles Day to actually make the most out of Black Friday, right? Because if there's maybe any hypothesis that you've wanted to test, this is a very good time to use it, right? Time-wise, it's very close to Black Friday, so people are already coming with a willingness to place an order. So maybe you've always wanted to test something about the text body. So this is your final chance to do image, no image, right? Addressing people directly or indirectly, anything you wanted to test here, but also test on incentives. So if you haven't tried an early access before, we highly recommend testing it before Black Friday and not doing it for the first time directly on the super valuable day. In addition, we also recommend testing chat-ins. For example, click-to-chat ads is a format that is, I wouldn't say fairly new, but it's not like on the top performing chat-in place that we look at the moment. So if you've always wanted to try a click-to-chat ad, do not do it for Black Friday, but test it before. We at Charles have been putting our heads around this ad format for quite some time, and we are happy to support you in setting those up. And Halloween and Singles Day can be very enriching events to test out your winning strategies.
Nice.
Let's take this little thing also right directly to the next slide. Let's imagine we've used Singles Day to test a click-to-chat ad. And now you want to look at it, what happened and also what can be expected. First of all, you would design your ad. Best case, you take your Charles CSM manager by your hand so you can test a very good setup with this ad format. And you would have it running from like 10 days to 2 weeks approximately. And afterwards, you do a cut and you look at, okay, what has actually happened? What was the budget that we've used? What are the amounts of subscribers that we gathered here? What's the quality of those subscribers? This would be an indicator of the conversion rate, right? How many of them have reacted positively, and the overall ROI. Based on the results that you're looking at, you want to set your Black Friday goals just to give an estimation if you want to leverage on this strategy. Obviously, we will see an increase for Black Friday campaigns. Obviously, we will see very good results. So set your goals higher than what you've expected or what you've been observing with your testing phase. And then evaluate if you want to leverage on this format and how much, because it's obviously also an important aspect to this.
Nice. Thank you so much for taking us through. I actually remember Marte starting the year where everyone was talking about click-to-chat ad as it was like the discovery in the WhatsApp world. And considering that also some of our audience aren't there in WhatsApp, as we've seen in the poll, could you give us a bit, just an information of click-to-chat ad, and why do you think actually they are a good strategy and best practices for a successful click-to-chat ad?
Yeah, totally. I think it's a very great chat-in format to look at when you really want to get new leads in. Because obviously, when you place a chat-in on your webpage, you already know these are customers who are coming with a probability of purchasing, but maybe you want to enlarge the awareness about your brand. You want to have more visibility also for new potential customers. One thing that we've been observing is that it's a lot about the wording that you use and about the incentive that you choose to place for this ad. For example, this ad format looks like this, that at the bottom there is a button. And when you click on the button of the ad, so imagine it's a Facebook ad, you are being directed to WhatsApp and your opt-in flow starts or the raffle starts or the whatsoever starts. So for some of the users, it's maybe not as native scrolling on Facebook and then directly being directed to WhatsApp. So it's very important to, in the ad, have it visual and clear to the user that they will be redirected to WhatsApp to then give their opt-in and then see the voucher or whatsoever, depending on the use case that you're planning on. As I said, here at Charles, we are very much loving team sports with our customers. We are always happy to support them in setting those formats up.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you for your answer.
Amazing. So to sum up, 3 top goals to combine. I think the first 2 ones are relevant to all of you probably. And for some of you, also the third aspect is relevant. Let's look at the first 2 ones. So obviously, over Black Friday, you do want to maximize sales volume. That is clear. And you also want to boost your average order value. And these 2 are so interesting and correlated because these 2 compensate each other in a way. Your strategy might lead up to having a higher amount of placed orders, but that maybe results in a lower AOV because your strategy is all about a large discount, right? So the AOV decreases, but maybe the amounts of placed orders increases. Can also be the other way around. If you have a strategy that focuses on having a higher AOV, might result in a drop of orders placed. So really find a fine line in between where you can get the most out of for your business. The third aspect to it is to combine your online with your offline shopping experience. So if you're a brand that also has stores, so physical stores that people can go visit, And you may have been observing that your AOV offline is stronger because maybe you have some top-notch sales advisors in your stores. Then think of strategies that will lead your customers coming to the shops. Maybe you have an event plan, some extra perks for your VIP members, and let this be part of the WhatsApp game. As WhatsApp is a super personal channel, a personal invitation to something like a shopping event can be a great driver. Amazing. Let's also show you some very successful results that we've seen in the past. On the left side, we see our lovely customer Liv here, who has dared to close their shop. Why do I say dare? I think now that I'm in so many strategy calls with my clients, so many clients of mine address concerns and be like, oh, Marta, this is so brave. They closed their store. What about the revenue? But obviously, we've seen very great results with this, and we wouldn't recommend the strategy if we wouldn't have seen positive results on this one. Why is this strategy such a winning horse? It's because on one hand, you only lose revenue on days where there is not much revenue expected anyhow. Customers know that there will be Black Friday deals coming. So the days are not as important as other days along the year. On top of that, you will enrich your WhatsApp funnel with a lot of customers with a high probability of purchasing. Imagine you're logging into your favorite webpage where you wanted to shop, and then you see, the shop is closed and I need to sign up for WhatsApp to get the best deals. Obviously, I'm going to do that, right? Because I know there's a cool discount waiting. And if I sign up, I'll be the first one to know. The other one is a very cool example from my lovely customer Snipes, who has chosen to give an extra 5% for WhatsApp. So that's obviously a very good strategy when you are doing a lot of multi-channel. Snipes is a brand, for example. They do have a cool webpage, they have an app, and they have multiple things where they reach out to their customers. So it's for them super important to state out why WhatsApp is important as well, and they want to have a great experience here. So if for Black Friday they can offer extra 5%, then they know how to lead their customers into the WhatsApp funnel to increase urgency, increase FOMO as well, and have the right customers in the right funnel at that stage.
Nice. Thank you so much, Marte, for all your learnings, all your insights and experience. Also for me, as working in marketing, I don't get to work closely with customer as much as you do. So very excited and refreshing to hear everything you've shared. So I've seen the chat on fire, and I've seen also people adding the ghost. So before actually we dive into the winner, and also before we go in the nice interactive part where we're going to answer all of your questions, just a little summary of what are the do's and don'ts when you are planning for Black Friday. So as we've seen, a very first do, start early and plan carefully. There are brands that start in May. There are brands that start before summer. So because the competition is there and because the market is as it is, as we know, try to start early and plan it with your team and have a good strategy. Then someone is asking me, are we on time for Black Friday? Yes, absolutely. I think you are in time for Black Friday. Of course, like this is like best practices, but you can always try. So then a second do is prioritize top clients. So as we've seen with WhatsApp, you can also have a VIP treatment, loyalty program. So try to give them an early access to make them feel special because they've been with you from even before the Black Friday season. Then another do is try to test your chat-ins and the campaigns in advance. Absolutely. This is super important because you want to make sure that everything is bulletproof due to the busyness of the season, and also due to the chat-ins and the campaigns need to run as smooth as possible, as you're going to have a lot of purchase during this season. Then take also advantage of WhatsApp being time sensitive compared to traditional channels. So really take advantage to use that FOMO during this time, and take advantage also of the events such as Singles Day and Halloween during the season, also to test it a bit and see how the results are going to be. Then another try to accelerate subscriber collection, but also do not forget of your existing leads, because they're going to be the one also with you they were from the very beginning. They're going to be with you also at the end. I'm going to rush through also the don'ts. Do not keep your chat-ins unchanged. As we've seen in the slides with the 4 different chat-ins examples, make them Black Friday, make them cool, make them ready, because you're going to have a lot of competitors who are going to try to do the same. So try to make them special and invest in your marketing team. Then do not leave your CRM integrations hanging, whether you're using Emarsys or Klaviyo, or you are using service integrations such as Zendesk and Gorgeous. Make sure that they are ready and they are going to run smooth throughout the Black Friday season, as a lot of clients are also combining these channels together. Then do not save the best offers for Cyber Monday. What Marte, when explaining to me about Black Friday, she said, go with the big bang, go out with the bang. Do not save it only for the end, but make sure, we have some clients we've seen last year that they have used Black Friday strategy throughout a month, throughout a week. So, try to make sure that you're not going to be only focusing on Cyber Monday. And this is the most important one. Do not ignore abandoned cart flow automation. During this time, all the users are already saving up all their Wish products. So make sure that you have an automatic journey through your abandoned cart. And do not forget about retention. I remember recording a video last year saying, remember, you're not just a one-time deal. So yes, this is not, Black Friday is only the beginning, it's not the end. Okay, I would say it's time to announce the winner. You guys made my job, or you guys, Angers, and everyone, you made my job very easy. I was hoping that I hid the ghost quite nicely, but right away, there are actually 6 people who wrote in the same minute. But the first person who wrote the ghost and who's going to actually take a voucher to a wine during the season is, congratulations to Camille Christine. Good job, Camille. You were on point. Jasper, I think you were 0.02 seconds after Camille. I'm going to reach out after the webinar, but I'm very happy that you found the goat. So congrats. Congrats. And now let's take a deep breath in to start with, actually, let's go back to the slide. Yes, it's a Q&A time. I've seen the chat on fire, Marte. So we're gonna make sure that we're gonna be able to answer everything. If not, please reach out to Marte and I, but let's dive now. So we have Elizabeth who asked, don't people click on block on WhatsApp and Meta blocks the number? So from what I understand, and Marta, you tell me if I'm wrong, I think the only reason why Meta would block someone is if a brand would send more like spams and they would send too many messages. But would you like to also maybe add something on the blocking part for Meta and WhatsApp for Elizabeth?
Yeah, of course. So Meta does have an eye on the quality of your campaigns and also the frequency of your campaigns. But especially if you collect subscribers for Black Friday, usually customers want to see a message and they want to click and they want to buy. We do have a lot of winning strategies that ensure quality. So things like in the footer, you can write, if you want to unsubscribe, text a certain keyword, right? So customers more likely give an opt-out rather than blocking or reporting your message. But as I said, specifically when customers sign up, there is not a reason for why they should block or report you over Black Friday deals.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Martin. Before I ask the second question, by the way, you see here a QR code, and this is your opportunity to enter WhatsApp. We prepared a little automatic journey for you to send you a recap of the webinar. So in the meantime, also feel free to experience while we answer your question. Then we have Jasper. Jasper is saying, I can imagine that people would opt into WhatsApp when it's a product service they're really passionate about. But do you have experiences and best practices when you're selling quite regular but high demand products, which people want, but not necessarily are fans or crazy about? For example, one-time purchases like selling house lamps or gift cards. Of course, this is not only a Black Friday question, but a general question.
Mhm. I mean, in general, it depends very much on your strategy. When you see your customers and you know what they want, I wouldn't see why you shouldn't place it also as part of a campaign strategy or as Black Friday strategy in total. If the items that you are mentioning are like one-time purchases, obviously you can think of suitable additional products towards it.
Okay.
I hope this answers your question. If they didn't fully answer it, feel free to text us afterwards.
Yeah. I also remember we do have customers like Lampenwelt or other brands that maybe they, these are like useful products and maybe people are not going as crazy as maybe candies, but it's still like we have quite good examples also in our portfolio. So Jasper, feel free to reach out afterwards. Then we have Oliver. This is a question I also don't know. How big does your subscriber base need to be to run a valid A/B test?
This is also a very good question. In general, one thing that I tell my clients that are new and that are just starting to start campaigning latest 2 weeks after they've gone live, just to do their first few learnings. Obviously, this is not an A/B test, but this is already learning about how to send a successful WhatsApp campaign and see a little bit of tendencies with click rates and revenue that comes in. Like one indicator, for example, that we look at is the RPC, so the revenue per conversation, and you can already have an indicator. A valid A/B test depends also on other factors. It also depends on your AOV, for example, right? If you have a fairly high AOV and you only send out to 1,000 and 1,000, then maybe one or two more purchases have a drastic effect. So it very much depends on the logic behind it. In general, testing is key. Most of my customers start testing right in their first 2 months with looking at not even as many subscribers as you would expect, but also we have customers testing with like above 100K subscribers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this. And then we have Danny. Could you clarify that this is the best deal offer? Danny doesn't think personally that he has been offered 10% off, for example, and expected there to be more. So I guess the question is about clarification of this is the best deal.
Yeah, I think there are quite a few strategies in place where brands choose to have discounts either on certain colors, let's say, different departments of their shops. So customers wouldn't precisely know when is the best time to have the highest discount as well as littlest amount of placed orders, right? Because you can place multiple orders over Black Friday with one brand. And when it comes to the best order, as we pronounced it, it's very important for your VIP segment that they know that this for them will not get any better. So maybe they have, like, as in the example that we've seen on the slides, 20% of the entire store. Make them aware that this is the best deal that they can get, and there's not an additional discount waiting for them when there's, for example, Cyber Monday coming, and there gets extra 5% decrease because the other indicator that influence the best time to place an order is also stock levels. You would not want to miss out on items that you have on your wish list for the last 6 months and you're waiting for Black Friday to come so you can make a nice present for yourself. So have the communication in a place that frames it. Now is the time to buy. Our stock levels are full and this is a very good discount for you. You are now here on early access. Not everybody sees it. And those are the different buckets that influence the decision of placing an order. I hope this was clear. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for answering the question. And Danny, should you have more questions, let us know in the chat and we're going to try to answer it live or later. Then we have Stephanie. Can you please explain in more detail why it's not recommended to test early access for the first time on Black Friday? It's a good one.
It's a good one. I think there are many things that can result in a test. I mean, if you want to do an early access for the first time on Black Friday, I will not block you from doing it, but I am very sure if you do it before, you do encounter things that you could have optimized. I'm very sure no matter which strategy you try, you will see afterwards things that where you think, I could have changed this wording. I could have taken another image. I could have addressed customers directly. There will be certain things that you think I could have done this better. And I wouldn't want you to have this learning on this extremely important day of Black Friday. As we said, Black Friday is the time when you can make money. So you don't have to do the test. It's just a recommendation. So you have a better early access when the time is right.
Nice. Great answer, Marte. And Jasper, second question from him. Thank you so much for being so active, Jasper. He's asking about click-to-chat ads. Are they directly to WhatsApp, or does it require an opt-in page or any WhatsApp page in between?
I'm always happy to hear about click-to-chat ad questions. I've been focusing so much on this topic in the last year. Yes, a click-to-chat ad is a very interesting format. So it's basically a meta ad. Everybody of you who's been in the meta ad manager knows what they look like. And it's an ad that directly leads your customer into your WhatsApp funnel, and then the opt-in request happens there. So single opt-in would be considered clicking on the button to the ad, to the app, and then confirming in WhatsApp that you are wanting to subscribe to WhatsApp. That's the complete double opt-in. Usually we also have a little bit of segmentation afterwards, or proving the incentive that you've placed on Meta. So the flow is usually longer than just one question. It's also a very interesting aspect to it. But in general, yes, the user directly gets led from the ad to WhatsApp. Another super interesting aspect to it, they will see a little preview of the ad that has happened in Facebook in WhatsApp. So it's a little bit more native. Customers do understand better that they are being directed, and those two channels have communicated with each other.
Okay. Thank you so much. We also just got a question from Stephanie of that it's a bit related to our topic and to our last questions. How many tests before Black Friday would you recommend? Which parameters or settings should we focus on? No, actually, we already have discussed this one. Is there anything you wanted to add? Maybe, sorry about this. I'm checking at the chat and it's blowing. I think we're good. Then we have Oliver. If you bang out the best deal at the beginning, I love this question.
Follow up, yeah.
Yeah, if you bang out, how do you keep your customers interested, as you probably need to start Black Friday before the actual Black Friday?
Well, that's a very good question. And the example that we've shown here, we start with the big bang in the beginning for the VIP members only, right? And we do want them to place their orders when your stock levels are high. So you have not only a high AOV, but also a high number of purchases that have been placed. In second instance, you target your entire audience minus the ones that have placed an order already, right? So your funnel on one hand increases because it goes to a larger audience, but you are taking out those ones who have placed an order maybe already. So this is like how you organically grow awareness about the offer that you have, because maybe not everyone has seen it already. That's clear, I guess. And having the offer live, which for the largest part of the second campaign will be news, because they haven't subscribed for the early access. So that's a new information for them. The last chance reminder is obviously super helpful for everybody who was interested initially, has lost commitment somewhere along the Black Friday deals, and then thinks, yeah, cool, there's still something left. And actually, I've wanted to buy this one product. So maybe with an announcement as last chance, the items per order might decrease, but it's also due to stock levels, obviously, for some of you. And then you will get a few more purchases being placed.
Okay.
That's a question. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Great answers as always, Marte. I know that we still have so many questions, so let's try to go through as much as we can, and then the rest we're gonna also keep in touch with the people. Then he's also asking, does Meta know what age group the user is, and can this be written into Char's WhatsApp campaign? So tell me if I'm wrong, Marte. I think the answer is segmentation, segmentation, and segmentation. I remember talking to a customer where basically during the opt-in, if you have a specific, you have a huge product portfolio. And for example, you have specific products that are better in a certain age range than others, you can actually, via the opt-in, ask directly the user their age group, their gender, any questions before they sign up. So I think whether Meta knows the age group the user is, I don't think it really matters, but it definitely is something that they can, that every brand can find through Chars by replying and by sending segmented automatic questions. Jack Wolfskin, for example, every time they sign up for the newsletter, I remember they ask the age, the gender, just to understand how to segment. Am I correct?
You are, except for one thing where I'm also not 100% sure of, but I think when you're designing a meta ad, you can choose already the audience and also have indicators as age, where they are located. So that gives you an indication of like this ad is being played for people in that age range, let's say. So that gives you already a little bit of an indicator. But if this is something super relevant to you and it is part of your campaign strategy, you should definitely still ask this in Charles to even get a better understanding of it.
Nice. Thank you. That I didn't know. So thank you so much. Jasper, I love to see like the same names that people are very eager to understand more. Jasper is asking, can you use the user data such as phone and name when using the click to chat ads?
Yes, you can, but it's a little bit limited. So the logic would be like this, that somebody looks at a click to chat ad, they click on go to WhatsApp and sign up, and WhatsApp opens. And then obviously this contact is filled in Charles. So you do see the number of the contact and the WhatsApp name. Some users do have pre and last name added to the profile, but it's just very little amounts. So these are the two things that you have starting the flow. And then all things that you ask along the journey in Charles can fuel your customer data. If it is asking for age, asking for preferences, asking for preferred products or whatsoever, you can fill that with every question you ask into custom properties.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Martin. Daniel is asking, how do you track the customer if they take part in the offers, either in-store or online? Do you need to integrate it with another platform? So online and offline experience question.
Yeah. So there are certain ways on how to track those. Obviously, for example, when you use codes, you can see which customers has used the codes in shop. So that's quite easy to see, has placed an order, should be excluded in future campaigns, right? Already a logical consequence to that. With the shop experience, it very much depends also on the process that you have in place in the shop, right? If, for example, your shop is a boutique and you know every customer has a very personal experience, they always have their loyalty card with them, they scan it, and you know a little bit more about them, then obviously you can also link that to a customer profile. So identifying customers in shop is a big thing, as people like when you have a physical shop. The other thing where it gets harder is if your store is maybe a store that is always super full on Sundays. Sales advisors don't even really get the chance to that much talk to your audience. And it's not super clear to them that they need to show their loyalty card or they need to show the discount to match the purchase. There are logics behind it that we can individually look at. It very much depends on the tech stack that you're bringing when you come and work with Charles. But there are definitely some strategies, and it very much depends on the system that you're using in the back. We do have customers where we find solutions on how integrate even the system of the till. Very little, very starting age. Just very much the beginning of how we can start syncing those data, but definitely future music, and we know this is a big topic.
Okay, thank you. Then we have Peg, who actually, when I was doing the do's and don'ts, I saw the question immediately. She was asking, are we on time for Black Friday? It seems late. Of course, I had a joke. I made a joke before, but of course it depends on your goals. It depends on the website traffic and also how quickly you can wrap up. So subscriber collection, I would say, try, of course, like our customer success team tries to ramp up and make sure that customers are ready for Black Friday. But considering that we are a little bit over a month since Black Friday, then get in touch. What's amazing is also she's asking if we recommend to hotels as well. And I would say we got invited, actually, Marte, in her podcast, CX Tuning Hacks. She would love to have us and to have Charles to talk more about the community. So I would say for the hotel question, we don't reply. We come to the podcast and we're going to tell you how if we can recommend it. I would recommend it, but of course it depends on many things. But we have some traveling industries and traveling services such as and also hotels that are using WhatsApp. So I would say stay tuned. Then we have Jana. What should we do if the WhatsApp campaign messages worsen our rating scores? Do you have any specific recommendations for Jana?
Can you ask the question again? I'm very sorry. If
Yes,
you
of course.
rating scores, what do you mean by that?
The rating score, basically, if the WhatsApp campaign message worsen our rating score, maybe the NPS, I'm wondering. For a meta score, if that helps.
So the quality issue, like the quality rating.
Yeah.
I mean, best case, we have set up a strategy that will not badly influence your quality rating. But if that happens for some reason, we also do have internal processes. So if you already know you're planning on a very big campaign, maybe also to an audience that hasn't engaged for some time, you would be in contact with us from CSM team, and we would look at it together. Meta also has certain processes that might lead to a campaign being stopped if you do get reported and stuff like this. But best case, we look at it together. We have a campaign that probably will not get reported. And if that happens, there are still strategies in place to get your quality rating up again. One very interesting thing is Meta always looks at the last 7 days to evaluate on the quality of your channel. So it will not take longer than 7 days to increase your quality rating again. And there are certain things that you can do to reach your high threshold again, lifting up from a low or medium rating that might have happened.
Nice. Thank you, Marte. While I think we have maybe some fellow Italians, because I recognize the name, Alessandra and Silvia. They are asking, we try to request a demo. Get in touch. Well, I guess the answer is ciao, Alessandra and Silvia. We're going to get in touch with you after the webinar, and our sales team will stay in touch. Marte, I think it's time to wrap up. We have another question from Danny about the age group, but I think it goes a bit specific, so let's take it offline. I really want to thank you for all this time and also for helping me with the Black Friday Cyber Monday webinar series, to take all the questions with me. So it was a pleasure having you. How was it for you? Did you have a good experience during the webinar?
We should do this more often. I love being in a webinar with you.
Oh, nice. Let's do it. So if we go into the next slide, before we say goodbye to you, don't forget, this is a webinar series. We're going to have another webinar next Thursday with our lovely Marte and fashion brand Fashionette, and they're going to talk about the second stage of Black Friday, so how to convert during Black Friday. And the following week, we're going to have another customer, Blackroll, our customer success manager, Luisa from Charles, and our WhatsApp experts and friends from Chatmarks. And they're going to take over the topic of how to retain after Black Friday. This was just the first webinar of the beginning. You're going to receive the recording. Contact us for any questions. I think now I need to go and have a coffee, but it was a pleasure to have you. And thank you for your questions. And I'm going to reach out for the voucher as well.
Thanks, everybody, for joining. Have a great day.